Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
I've been a part of Sunshine for a few months now, and I'm sure most of you know a little bit about me by now. But to break ice once again and to reintroduce myself, I'm Gaurav. I was born in Mysore, but I was brought up in Bellary. I'm the only child to two wonderful parents. My mom is a homemaker and a wonderful cook. My dad is a businessman who likes to save every penny he can. I grew up in a small family of 5 with my parents and grandparents. I spent most of my childhood in Bellary, which was once a small town in Bellary and Karnataka and has grown significantly over the years. Due to its proximity to the border of Andhra Pradesh, the city is fluent in both Kannada and Telugu. Similarly, at home, it's a linguistic comedy show. So when the conversation switches to Kannada, I have to brace myself for a serious conversation or a lecture I'm about to get. If the conversation switches to Telugu, I can expect a laid-back comedy sitcom vibe. So as a child, I was an introvert who was diligent in both my studies and sports. So I did most of my schooling in Bellary in a school called Dream World. When people ask me why was it called Dream World, I don't remember anymore, but I tell them because I dream to go back to school someday. The school was located in the outskirts of the city, surrounded by agricultural fields with no sign of urbanization inside. So once I was old enough to do so, I used to cycle to school along with my friends. I used to pass by a canal bridge which marked the end of the city limits and cycle through a narrow road between fields. So can you imagine like cycling through a nice weather between fields and a nice breeze? It was nothing like that. Bellary was a relatively hot and dry city. So most of the time the fields were barren. So whenever you did see crops, I saw crops like cotton, corn, chili, and some were growing. I did not have a lot of exposure to video games growing up, so I played a lot of sports. I played a lot of badminton in my free time, and even to this day, I enjoy an intense game of badminton over watching a movie or binging TV series. And I spent most of my summers in Mysore, which is my mom's hometown. In Mysore, I used to go for coaching for like tennis and skating. So my days in Mysore used to start with a big fat glass of ragi malt, followed by skating practice at 5 a.m. I used to participate in state and district level competitions when it came to skating. I did my high school in Somna and Gurukul, which is on Mysore Road. I stayed in the hostel for 3 years of my schooling. Staying in the hostel taught me a lot of things. It taught me the importance of bonds and friendship to the planning of my laundry so I had the right uniform on the right days. And the most important thing it taught me was to be independent, organized, and clean. When people come to me and ask me, why are you so organized, why are you so meticulous when it comes to being organized, I always tell them I'm proactively lazy. I prefer putting in the extra effort now so that I can be lazy at a later point in time. And the biggest drawback of hostel life was the food. And to make matters worse, Gurukul was a place which had a policy of no onion and no garlic. To make up for all the bland food I ate during that time, I've become a certified foodie now. I have an Insta page of all the places and food I find interesting. I have a Notion page of our data. So, and I firmly believe the strongest bonds are formed in moments of adversity. My experience in Diksha during my 11th and 12th was a testament to this. I'm sure most of you fellow engineers have gone through something similar, where teachers are tirelessly telling you to study so that you can secure a spot in an IIT college. So the friendships and bonds I formed during that time are still the people I can rely on till today. Sadly, I didn't get into an IIT college, but I did get into RB, where I pursued my electrical and electronics engineering. After my 4 years of engineering, I was sure of one thing: I did not want to be an electrical engineer. So, shortly during my time of internship, when I was trying to figure out my career path, the field of data science showed its light on me like a saving grace. What started off as few small courses turned into a career in future for me. I am now a data scientist working at a EV startup called Bulwark. I do I'm in charge of the data engineering and data analytics to analyze the performance EV vehicles. I love my job as a data scientist. I plan to expand my horizons in different aspects of data science. Thank you.